I've been having this conversation a lot lately, and to be clear and honest, like we are a part of an amazing network. We're a part of Orchard Group, which is an amazing network. Outside of Dr. Mason, I think Brent Storms, which is the president, I've learned. So he's a mentor. He's a friend. I love him. I love his family. He loves my family. He loves our church. And so I think there's a need for networks, and I think there's a need for denominations. What I was, I guess, embedded in the question I asked was my own biases and concerns. It's more concerns that I have of how quickly we moved away from, as you would say, historically, like Black denominations. I do think that there is something about being known. We shifted so quickly because the money was there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's just be honest.
Let's be honest.
Let's keep it 100. Like we shifted so quickly to networks because we were able to be put before people we would have not been put before, and get money that we would have not been able to get, because denominations, they don't provide, for the most part, they don't provide the resources that the network would provide. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Pastor Charlie and I talk about this a lot, and we put it in the framework of record labels, right? So like, your dad grew up in a time where he probably remembers race records, right? What they call race records. So like, it's a difference in Motown operating and all the Black people know you. And then the temptation saying like, no, I don't want all the Black people to know me. I want everybody to know me.
That's right.
And I know that's
such a good analogy.
Incomplete analogy, but that's sort of what happened, where we said like, okay, like the Motown is just not enough. We want to reach, far more people. And how do we do that? Well, this bigger denomination or this bigger network can help.
Well, it's not only such a perfect analogy, it's such a Charlie analogy. It's something he would come up with. It's brilliant. And it's true. It's accurate. I'll wrap up my thought by saying, again, I think there's a need for both, but there is something beautiful in the historical Black church. There's something beautiful in the in the denominations that have been birthed from these Black churches, historical Black churches. And I think there's beauty in that. Do not run from that and run toward networks because the money looks shiny. Well, that's like prostituting church planting. Like, let's not do that, right? Let's be faithful, and you dance with the one that brought you to the party. And so I don't believe in hiding the networks that you're a part of. I don't believe in or the denominations you're a part of. But I would just say, when you get far into this, we started out our church, and I automatically was thinking self-sustaining and thinking, how do we get out of church plant mode and just be a church in the neighborhood that loves the neighborhood and the neighborhood loves us? How do we get there? And I'll tell you this, once you get into those, like you get some years into the church, you will be grateful for denominations. You will be grateful for a church that has sent you, because when you do fall and you do mess up, which happens, you have someone to correct you. A lot of times networks is brothers trying to correct brothers. You need a father to walk in and say, that's wrong. You're wrong. Repent to your church, repent to your wife. Like, that's what we need. And oftentimes I just don't often see that with networks. I'm not down to networks. I think there's a need for them, but I just get concerned when people run so fast the opposite way, which when I started planting in 2013, 14, 15, that's exactly what everybody was doing. And it's not healthy.